Okay, so let's start lying down on our backs actually, and you can have a block underneath your head if you want to, and just take your feet as wide as your mat and take your arms out to the sides. So bend your knees, lift your toes up, lift and spread your toes, and then exhale, bring your toes down, and then as you inhale, just lift your heels up, press your toes into the floor, exhale and bring your heels down. Feel your back sinking into the floor, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, just let your knees start to tip over to the right. Don't worry about bringing them to the floor, but just let that, get that feeling of kind of pulling a little bit into the back of the left glute, the back of the lower spine, into the thigh. Inhale, come up to center. Keep that right shoulder pinned down to the floor, and then take your knees a little bit over to the left side. So just going side to side, just rocking. So have your feet as wide as your mat when you do this. So your feet are nice and wide, that's it. And again, just rocking one way, good. And then over to the other side, that's it. Rocking side to side. And to the left, and then come back to center. Inhale, bring your left knee in towards your chest. So just bring it directly in and just rock it in and out. Just feeling into your hip, feeling into the quads on the left side, massaging into the hip joint. And then this time, take the knee a little bit more to the left. Let your right knee go wide. So left knee's going more towards the left side of the ribs. Get heavy through the right hip. Breathe in. And again, just rock in and out again. Squeezing the leg in. Feeling. Working around the hip there. And then this time, take your left arm out and then bring your left leg, right leg over. So you're coming into a twist. Hold the outside of your thigh and then pull the left knee down towards the right knee. And squeeze there and feel. Try and let your left shoulder drop towards the floor more. And come back up to center. Let that left foot go down. Hug your right knee straight in towards your ribs. And again, just rocking it in and out. Juicing up the hip joint there. What's nice when we're hot is the hips a bit more flexible, a bit more relaxed, hopefully. And then take your knee a little bit to the side, more towards the side ribs. And again, hug your knee in and out again. Just feeling. Let the left knee go wide as you do this. That's it. And then take your right arm out and again, roll onto your left side and draw the right knee down towards the top of the left leg. Feel that in the inner thigh, right into the inside of your hip there. Breathe in and breathe out. And inhale, come back up to center. And then take your your thighs level with your hips and turn your feet out. So you've got like an external rotation, lower leg. Take your knees as wide as you can and press your lower back into the floor. Take your arms wide. Pull your toes towards your shin. And then imagine that you're cycling like a wide, weird bicycle. And you're going to press your legs slow, slow, slow. So imagine you're pushing weight. You're pushing those pedals down with your heels. That's it. And the legs are going to go in and out, but keep them wide. So you're feeling that work into your hips. So don't let your feet go higher than your knees. That's it. So try and keep that levelness. Good. So you don't feel any movement in the pelvis. Move really slowly. That's it. So you feel the work in the hip joints. That's it. Good. Don't let your pelvis move. A little bit more. Feel that work. Good. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Hug your knees in with your hands. Just rock gently from side to side. Good. And then rolling onto your right side and coming up. So come to all fours now. Take your hands under your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And then keep your pelvis where it is. Take your hands a little bit wider than your shoulders. So your pelvis isn't going to move. And I want you to focus on the middle of your chest and the space between the shoulders. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, let that chest drop. But keep your hips exactly as they are. So don't let your pelvis move. So let your chest drop down. Let the space between your shoulders drop. And you can bend your elbows slightly. And then as you inhale again, without moving your pelvis, press the floor away. And now press the middle of the shoulder blades up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Let your chest drop again. And let that space between the shoulders move down. You can bend your elbows slightly. So you're going to feel that in the shoulder girdle. And then inhale and push up between your shoulders. So keep your pelvis where it is. That's it. Exhale again. And let your heart drop. Let your chest drop. Good. Draw your tailbone under slightly so you're not moving the pelvis. And then lift up between your shoulders. Drop your head. Inhale, look forwards, and then bring your forearms down onto the floor. And now we're going to do a few cat-cows in this position. So check that your wrists are lined up with your elbows. Suck your elbows back. So actively suck your elbows back and keep sucking them back. Inhale, lift your tailbone and press your chest up and through your arms. And then as you exhale now, round your spine, round your back, bring your head in, pull your belly in. Good. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your tailbone. Keep pulling the elbows back. Exhale, round your spine, curling in. Check that your hands aren't moving. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your tailbone, look forwards. And then exhale, rounding. And then come to neutral spine and come back up to all fours. And then just move a little bit. Your one shoulder forwards, one shoulder backwards. Hips wiggling a little bit side to side, and feel that in your shoulders, in your upper back. Let your head release. And take your right foot now forwards. So it's going to the outside of your right hand. Now, I want you to just be careful of your knee here. So your knee is going to kind of move in slightly. You're going to be on your left hand. So if I show you from here, and your left toes can tuck in, left hand can be facing out, and you can always have that on a block if you need to. So the knee is going to come in slightly, and I want you to push your right hip out. So this feeling, if we all do it as if you're like moving your right hip out, yeah. So swing that hip out, but at the same time now take your right hand to the outside of your right knee, and at the same time push the outside of your right knee into your hand. You're going to feel that. So hand on the outside of your knee and push the knee as you stick your hip out. You're going to feel that in your hip, yeah? Breathe in, and then as you breathe out, bring your right hip in. Keep pressing your right knee into your right hand. Inhale. Exhale, stick your hip out, swing it out to the right. Now, press your knee into your hand. Inhale. Exhale, keep pressing your knee into your hand, but now bring your right hip in. It's going to swing in. Good. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, swing your right hip out and now press your right knee rather, into your right hand. You feel that more now in your hip activation, yeah. Inhale, exhale, release. Take that right leg back. Stretch your toes out and just stretch through that right heel now. Rock a little bit forwards and back. And release that leg. Just give it a little circle. Feel in your right hip now. Hopefully, again, if we move here, that hip now might feel a little bit looser. So we do the other side. We're going to step the left foot to the outside of your left hand. So if you look at me when I'm square on, yeah, the hip is in, hips are level. You swing the left hip out. So I'm not moving my torso to the right. Yeah, the hip moves out. The torso is going to stay where it is. Yep. Take your hand to the outside of the knee and now press the outside of your knee into your hand. That's it. Breathe in. Keep pressing. Breathe out. Bring your hip back in. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Keep pressing the knee into the hand. Swing your left hip out. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that leg nice and strong. Bring your hip back in. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Move the hip out. Keep pressing the knee into the leg. And then exhale, release. Take the leg back. Tuck your toes. And again, just rock a little bit forwards and backwards. Bring your knee down. And again, just move and feel now in your hips. You might feel a little bit more looseness in the lower spine. Tuck your toes into the floor. Look forwards. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your legs up and back into your downward facing dog. And just bend your knees. Lift your heels a little bit and press your hips up and back. Relax your head down. Soften your neck. Check in with your breathing. Sighing breath in and out through the nose. Look between your hands. Breathe in. Step your right foot forwards next to your right hand on the inside. Bring your left knee down. So coming up, you can pad underneath the left knee if you need to. Tuck your toes into the floor. Now, take your hand again. In fact, if you've got a block there, we can do it like this. You can just use your hand as well, but the block might make it easier, to reach. So you're going to take your block to the outside of your right knee, similar thing to what we were doing with the hand on the outside of the knee. So you're going to press your block into the outside of your right knee and press your right knee into the block at the same time. And what will happen is you'll feel all of this firing up into the leg, into the glute, and into your core. Yeah. Now, you don't want to be pressing out as if you're trying to break the block. So you've got to kind of find just the right amount of activation. So you just feel all this leg starting to fire up. Then keep that action. Inhale, lift your left arm up towards the sky. Now, see if you can keep that activation in your right leg and take your block up and reach up towards the sky, but don't lose the activation on the right leg. Breathe in, breathe out, take the hands down, tuck your back toes, downward facing dog. Stretch back. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Big exhale, sighing out breath again. Bend your knees, lift your hips high, lift your heels. Stretch the hips up and away. See if you can spread your hands out and away. And then look forward, step your left foot forwards. Bring your right knee down. Coming up into your low lunge. So again, taking that block or your hand to the outside of the knee. Press your block and your knee against each other just enough so you start to feel the legs switch on. And if you're doing this enough, you'll also feel this right leg fire up more, the glutes fire up more. Try not to get too tense in this left shoulder. Inhale, reach up with your right arm. Keep pressing and activating through the left leg. So it'll feel like the action is as if you're trying to suck your left foot back towards your right knee. Can you feel that? If you've got it, reach your arms up. Hold on to your book or your block. Good. Keep that activation in your leg. Feel as if you're sucking your left foot back. Your foot and your knee towards each other. Inhale. Exhale. Take the hands down. Step back. Downward facing dog. Come down onto your knees. Inhale, look forwards. Press the tops of the feet flat. Exhale, start to lower your torso down towards the floor. So we do a lot of this activation in yoga, and it's kind of, I mean, you don't want to kind of work like this all the time. So when we're teaching activation in classes, what we're trying to do is get you to get a muscle memory so that next time you do the pose, or maybe when you've done this a few times, next time you do the pose, the muscles will start to fire automatically. Yeah, so you start to get a feeling for what needs to switch on, what needs to contract, what needs to strengthen, and what needs to lengthen. So we do a lot of this kind of pulling in to activate. So press your toes down into the floor. First of all, so the knees start to lift off the floor. Take your hands to your edge of your buttocks, and then think about the edge of the buttocks. You can push the edge of the buttocks down as if you're trying to lengthen the edge of the buttocks towards your knees. So do that. Press with your hands into your buttocks. That's it. Good. Keep that action, all 10 toes, pressing into the floor. Hands to the floor. Pull back with your hands as you take your chest forwards. So don't think about going upwards. Think about take your chest forwards and lengthening. Cobra, breathe in. Pull the elbows back, draw your shoulder blades down. Good. Toes into the floor. Feel that activation in your legs, your back muscles. Exhale, come down. And then breathe in, press into your hands, lifting. And now go all the way back into child's pose. So take your hips back towards your heels. Just have a little rest here. Lower your bum down, down, down. That's it. Release your head. Have a little stretch in your child's pose. Breathing in. And breathing out. And then coming up. And back into downward dog. Stretching out in your downward facing dog. Take your hips up and back, lengthening through the spine, softening into your neck, pressing down through your heels, sighing breath in and out through your nose. Lift your armpits up towards the sky, draw your belly in. Inhale. And then as you exhale again, step. Let's do left foot first this time. Step your left foot forwards and coming up. So this time I'm going to pick up that right foot and take it behind the knee. So we're bringing it across there. Yeah. Again, if you need to pad under the knee, fold your mat up, or you can put a cushion underneath your knee. So you're going to take your hand or your block again. So you can have your block there. And now we're pressing out again with that right leg, but at the same time, we're going to try and open back with the right hip. So notice as you do that the glutes start to fire up. You can feel that in your inner thigh. Now, see if you can do it. Block's going to go to the inside of the foot, or you can put your hand on the floor or on a book. Still activating in that leg. So don't lose the activation in the leg. Take your elbow to your thigh. Now you can use your elbow to press, or use your arm to press the thigh back. Inhale, reach the right arm up towards the sky. Now see if you can feel that same activation through that left leg, through the left glutes, through the left inner thigh. So we feel super strong and steady through the legs as all those muscles fire up. And in your core, breathe in, come up, lift your arms up, get wide. Good. Find that steadiness, that stability in your legs. So again, get that same action as if you're trying to pull your left heel and your right knee together. And then that will help you fire the legs up the same. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take the hands down. Release that right foot back. Downward facing dog. Reach up and back again. In your downward facing dog. Bend your knees, lift your hips up, lift your armpits, draw your lower ribs in. Sighing breath. In and out through the nose. Look forwards. Step your right foot forwards. And coming up again, tuck your toes and bring your left toes behind your knee on that left side. Take your hand or your block and press the right outer thigh, the right outer knee into the block, into your hand. So feel that leg firing up. Draw your left hip to the left. So you're opening through the hips. Feel the activation. You're going to really feel it here in your adductors and your abductors. See if you can keep that on the leg. So remember, the other way to do it is to pull your heel and your knee towards each other. Bring your arm to your leg and you can press and open that thigh with your arm as you lift the left arm up towards the sky. So notice tendency in this pose is to just kind of lean into it and relax this leg. So get enough activation there so you can feel that strength through the legs. You can feel that strength through your core muscles and you can feel a bit of heat building. Good. Inhale, come up, keep that action in your legs. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out, come back. And take your downward dog. Stretching out in your downward facing dog. Have a good stretch again. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, come down onto your knees. Inhaling and exhaling again, lower all the way down to the floor again. Press your toes down. So this time take the hands back by your hips. So press, your hands are on the floor, fingers on the floor. Press your fingers down while you're digging your fingers into the floor to draw the shoulder blades down and back. Press your toes into the floor and then use that action through the arms, through the fingers to start to slowly lengthen the spine. Keep pressing into your toes, knees off the floor. Again, remember the glutes, the edges of the buttocks, lengthening towards the knees. Tuck your chin in. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Stay lifted. Take the hands forwards. Inhale to cobra. Exhale. Press down. And again, take your hips all the way back to extended child's pose. So going all the way back as far as you can with the hips. Just let the hips sink and settle. So you get that nice stretch into your lower spine and release your head down. Take a few breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. So from here, walk your hands back and come up to a kneeling position. So one way we can really feel this firing up in the legs and in the quads is by coming from seated position to a lifted position. Yeah, but without doing this to come up, which makes it much easier, and then we don't have to fire up the legs. Okay, so I want you to think about keeping the torso straight, keeping the pelvis exactly where it is. Yeah. So lean forwards a little bit, let your bum stick out. Breathe in. But then as you breathe out, draw your tailbone under and squeeze with the legs to come up. That's it. Inhale. And now exhale, press into your toes and then do the opposite. So as you start to come down, you could let your bum go out a little bit and then come down. Good. So let's do a few of those. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lean forward slightly. And then start to draw your tailbone under and lift up through the legs. Feel the quads firing. Breathe in. Press into your toes. Start to go down. Feel these quads. And then let your bum go out a little bit and come down. Good. Excellent. Two more. Inhale. Lean forward slightly. Tuck your tailbone. Come up. Good. Exhale. Come back. Lean back. And then move your bum back and come down. Good. One more and I'll watch you. So inhale. Lean forward slightly. That's it. Tuck your tailbone and then press to lift. Good. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Come back. Good. And then bum out and come down. Well done. Quite hard. You'll feel that now in your quadriceps, big group of muscles there. So take the hands forwards again. Tuck your toes. And then again, we'll just stretch the legs out in downward dog. And now just alternate, bending one leg and then bending the other leg. Just stretching from side to side in the legs. And then come down to sitting. And bring the legs straight out in front of you. Good. So you might want, I'm just trying to think, do it sitting on a cushion might be okay. If your hamstrings are tight, yeah, that's okay. You can sit on a cushion if you need to. So stretch your legs out in front of you and just have your hands on the floor a little bit behind the hips. Flex your feet. So pull your toes back towards your shins and try and draw your shoulders back. Now, as you breathe in, think about sucking that right leg into your hip and lift your right leg up and open it out. And then exhale, bring it down. Good. So we're trying to do it without using our hands at all. So there'll be a position here when the leg is down and you can relax a little bit, but then you fire up again, engage, inhale, bring the leg back and bring it down. Now, if it feels too hard, doing it without using a belt, maybe try bending the leg. That's a little bit easier. Yeah, so maybe try it with a leg bent. So left side, inhale. Suck that leg as if you're bringing it into the hip. Engage through your core. Lift it. Open. Exhale, lower. You don't have to take it very wide. Inhale, pick it up. Bring it back. Exhale. Again, right side. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, open. And lower. If this feels too easy, then take your hands out of it. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, bring it back. Good. Inhale, lift the left leg. Open. Exhale. Press the right heel down. Inhale, lift the left leg. And bring it back in. Good. One more on each side. Inhale, lift the right leg. Open. And exhale. Good. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale. Left side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Open. Exhale down. Inhale, lift the left leg. And bring it back. Good. And then just give the legs a little shake. Hold on. So bend your knees now and bring your feet in. And take your arms to the insides of the knees. Yeah. So it doesn't matter too much if the feet aren't very close or if your legs aren't very wide. You might want to just move the flesh of the buttocks back and try and sit a little bit more forwards on your sit bones. And again, you can sit on a block if you need to. Bring your hands to your chest, hands together. Lift your chest up. So we're going to squeeze the arms into the legs, but at the same time squeeze the knees into the arms for a count of 3. Yeah, so we're doing lots of muscle activation today. So breathe in, breathe out, press the legs out and squeeze them in at the same time for 3. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 2, squeeze. And 1. And release, and then see if you can lift up a little bit higher through the chest. Good. Again, slide the arms in, breathe out, and squeeze the legs and the arms in towards each other for 3. Good. 2 and 1, and soften and release. Maybe now see if you can bring the feet a bit closer. Lift up again. And squeeze legs into arms, arms into legs for 3. Good. 2 and 1. Lift, lift, lift. And release. And then let your right leg slide open. Good. So take the right hand behind you now. Slide that left foot a little bit closer in and lean your left arm into your left leg and your left leg into your left arm. And if you can hold the underneath of your foot, you can maybe bind to the foot. We'll just do a little twist, opening to the right. And press down your left foot into the floor. And again, if you want to, you can press your arm and your leg towards each other. Inhale. And exhale, release. Slide that right leg in. Take your right ankle and just bring it behind your right knee now. Lean into your right hand. Take your left hand onto the thigh. Get hold of the flesh. Externally rotate it. Lean into the right side and try and press that left thigh bone down. Working into the hip. So try and hold the thigh rather than the knee. That's it. So we don't want to press onto a joint. Flex your left foot. Pull your toes back towards the shin. Feel into your hip. Good. Breathe. Notice how your hip feels. Squeeze in your left buttock muscles. And exhale and release that leg. So now we're going to bring that right leg in. Take it wide. Take the left leg out a little bit more. Press the inside of your leg and the outside of your arm towards each other, and turn and open and look over your left shoulder. And again, if you want to bind to your foot, you can. Pressing the foot down, lifting through the chest. That's it, nice. Breathe. Press into the outside edge of your right foot if you can, more to feel it in the hip. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Pick up that leg. Bring the other one in and take your ankle behind the knee. Lean into your left hand. Take hold of your thigh. Externally rotate. Press it down. Maybe lean your ear towards your shoulder and notice the difference from one side to the other. So don't press on the knee joint. Get hold of the thigh. That's it. Breathe. Steady breath. In and out. Through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. And release the leg. And then just take the legs out and give them a little shake here. So let's do a shoulder stretch. We take the feet in front of us, take the hands behind you, point the fingers away. Roll your shoulders back, go onto your fingertips and stretch your toes away and drop your chin towards your chest. And take a few breaths here, in and out through the nose. Just feel into the shoulders, a little different part of the body now after doing all of the work that we've done in the hips. And then wiggle your bum a little bit further forwards to go a bit deeper in your shoulders. Point your toes away again and drop your chin down. Feel the shoulders moving away from each other. Keep your breath nice and steady. Good. Lift your chest up, puff your chest up. And then slowly coming up. So let's do a twist now. We're going to take the left foot over to the right side of the mat and then cross the right leg over the left leg. You can have that foot as far away as feels comfortable for you. If you're more flexible, then by all means bring the foot closer, but just make sure your back is straight. Reach the right arm behind you. Inhale, lift your left arm up, so get long through the left side of the body, reach up. And then as you exhale, either wrap your arm around your leg or press your arm against your leg. So we've been doing lots of this work of pressing out and pressing in. So see if you can activate that now to take you deeper into that twist and just see how your back feels. Just enough activation, so not overworking, just enough. So you can feel that lift through the spine, you can feel that stability through the pelvis, and you can feel that work in the right outer hip, the right leg. Good. Breathe in, breathe out, releasing. Take the hands down, release the legs. Change sides. So bring your right foot to the left. Take the left leg over, and again, you can have it further away, or if you're more flexible, bring the foot closer. Inhale, lift the right arm up. Exhale, wrap it around the leg, turning to the left, or again, you can press your arm and your leg. Go steady towards each other. Use your breath, noticing and feeling that movement of the breath, that movement of your body. Sighing breath in and out through the nose, keeping the spine straight, trying to find that twist in the mid upper back. Inhale, exhale, coming back to center, and then take the legs out. So bring your legs into a parallel position now. Bring your arms parallel, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, start to round your spine. So imagine that you're trying to pull the vertebrae from the lower spine to the mid spine, to the upper spine, into the floor, nice and slowly as you can. You can have your head on your cushion if you want to. So let's just revisit how we started the class. So we're going to bring that. In fact, let's do our tipping first. So take your arms from your shoulders, take your feet wide as your mat. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, just start to drop your knees one way, bringing them back to center, and then the other way. And just see how that feels now. Maybe the movement feels a little bit more easy. Just notice, how does that feel in your legs and your hips, in your lower back? Just moving nice and slowly now, noticing. One more to the left, that's it. And coming back to center. Bring your left knee in towards your chest. So squeezing it in, and let that right leg go wide, and feel now into your hip. And again, just rock that leg in and out, just towards the ribs and away, towards the ribs and away. That's it. And then take your leg a little bit more to the left side of the rib cage, more towards the armpit. Let that right knee even go wider, maybe go onto the side of your right foot. And now draw that knee in and away again, and feel. Does that feel easier? Does it feel like you've got a better range of motion now in that hip? Does your body feel a bit more stable in your pelvis, in your core? And then take hold of the leg with the right hand. Breathe in, take your left arm wide. And then as you breathe out, bring that knee now and pull it down towards your right leg. Letting the left arm be nice and open. And keep pulling that leg down. And notice if any sensations have eased off. Maybe when you did this at the beginning of the class, you could really feel the line of the inner leg or the outer hip or the lower spine, the left side. Inhale, come back up. Take your feet wide, and now take your right leg, bring it in towards your ribs. And again, just rocking it in and out and feeling good. In and out. And I'll take it out to the right and bring it to the side of your ribs and rocking it in and out towards your armpit. That's it, feeling. Let the left side of the hip stay down. And now taking the hand to the outside of the leg and bring yourself over for a twist. So gently bringing that leg down on top of the knee or towards that knee on that left side as you reach widely across with the right arm and the right side of the rib cage. And again, just noticing, can you remember how this felt at the beginning of the class? And then coming back up to center. So take your legs out long. We're going to do some nostril breathing, but what we're going to do is we're just going to breathe through the left side of the nostril. If you've got a cushion or another block, you can put that block underneath your right elbow, just so that that arm can be nice and relaxed as you do this. You're just going to be closing your right nostril with your right hand. So when we breathe in through the left side, we're really tuning in to our softer, more relaxed, more feminine energy in the body, yeah, which really helps us when we're starting to unwind, when we're starting to go towards the end of the day, towards sleeping, or if our mind is very, very busy and we're feeling stressed, this is a really good practice to do. So you're going to close your right nostril with your right thumb or your index finger, middle finger, whatever feels best for you. And like I said, you can support that right elbow. You can even turn your head a little bit towards the right so that it's easier to close that right nostril. Now, if you find when you start to breathe in through the left side, it's a little bit blocked, then don't quite close that right side as much. Okay. So close your right nostril and then just start to breathe in nice and gently and softly in through the left side. And then exhale through the left side. And again, if it's a bit blocked, just open that right side slightly. Inhale again, left side. Exhale, left side. Keep going. Inhale, left side. Exhale, left side. Keep relaxing into it. Inhale, left side. Exhale, left side. Inhale again, left side. Exhale, left side. One more. Inhale, left side. Exhale, left side. And then let that right arm relax down. And take a few gentle breaths now, in and out through both nostrils, breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And let go of controlling your breath. Let your breath return to its own natural rhythm. Let your body soften and relax and release. Open your mouth to gently relax your jaw, relax your belly. And just following that gentle movement of the breath in and out. Have the breath rising and falling. And the body expanding and softening. Keep following your breath. Keep following that movement of the breath in and out. Keep relaxing and letting go with each exhale, feeling the body become more heavy, more relaxed, more still, more supported by the earth. Feeling that expansion of the ribs and that softening. The breath rising and falling. Body still and relaxed. Barely relaxed. Eyes soft. Body still. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. So if you're comfortable, if you're nice and relaxed, then do stay in your relaxation for longer. Don't feel like you have to come out. Thank you for joining me this evening, everyone. Have a good sleep, a good rest. Namaste, and I shall see you soon. Thank you.